Okay, guys, welcome back to another amazing stream this morning. If this is your first time on this particular channel, I'm Isaac from Sinai Farms. In this farm, we raise local chickens and actually rabbits. In this particular stream, I would like to share with you the number one reason why most local chicken farmers fail. Okay, why most local chicken farmers fail. I think this has to be tackled once and for all. So if you are a chicken farmer or you are an aspiring chicken farmer or you want to become a profitable chicken farmer or you want to become a profitable local chicken farmer, it doesn't, I don't know how to put it. It works for all classes of chicken farmers, being or whether you are a local chicken farmer or you are a layers farmer or you are a broiler farmer or you are improved local chicken farmer. This particular reason is the number one reason why your farm is not working or your farm is not thriving. So in this particular stream, we are going to niche it down to local chickens because that is what we do here. We test, we know how the local chicken farming system works. So we are going to niche it down to the local chickens. Okay. So if you can hear me well, leave it in a comment. You know how we do it here. If you join the stream, make sure to leave where you are connecting from in the live chat. And then your name, if you have a channel around local chicken farming, you leave it in the live chat or you leave it in the comment box after the stream so that we can connect with you. Okay. So guys, I welcome you back to another stream. You know, it has been some time now since I've streamed with you like this, but I would like to give you the schedules. We'll be meeting Tuesdays morning like this, and then probably Saturdays morning. So Tuesdays like this, Ghana GMT time, 6:30 to 7, we'll be meeting. And then on Saturdays, we'll be meeting the same time, 6:30 to 7. Okay. So guys, I welcome you back to another wonderful stream. Okay. Now, last time I traveled from this particular region to the farm to monitor something because the report I'm getting from the farm hands, the people that are working there, our profit margin has reduced. So I went there to check certain things and then to observe how they are doing it. Okay, so guys, you may think your farm hand is cheating you. Hi, good morning. You may think that your farm hand is cheating you, but they are doing something which is causing you not to be profitable. So you have to check this. So if you are a chicken farmer, this is what you are going to discuss. Okay. Now, what I realized was, our chickens are in batches. We have our own parent stock that are layers or that gives us fertile eggs. We have the growers. We have chickens that are not locals, pure locals. And then we have the rabbits. We have you. I hope you get the picture. Okay, those that are following now get the picture. We have these badges. Okay, and then each of these badges requires to take a certain amount of feed. So let's say we have our parent stock. They're supposed to take 4 kilograms of feed per day. 4 kilograms of feed per day. Okay, but these farm hands, they are giving these guys, they are giving the chickens any quantity they want. Okay, sometimes they will measure, sometimes they will not measure, sometimes they will measure, and then per what they are giving to the chickens, they are giving feed to these chickens like 5 kgs, 6 kgs a day. And if that happens, most people think it's just normal. Oh, 1 kg is nothing. Oh, 2 kgs is nothing. But that is daily. And if that happens consistently for a week, 2 kg by 7, making 14 kgs. If that happens consistently for a month, 2 kg or 1 kg per month is 30 kgs or 60 kgs. So what caused that? That is what we call record keeping. Okay, record keeping. Now, this is what most people don't usually do. Most chicken farmers. So if you are a chicken farmer, guys, I would like to ensure you that keep records. Okay, record keeping. And then most people do this. How do you do this the right way? That is what is the most important thing. Most people believe that record keeping is good, so they also practice it in the farm. But what worked for me, what I've seen working, is you must keep records of every operation in the farm. Every activity that goes on in the farm, you have to keep record of it. Okay, the first record you have to keep is, if you have birds in badges, keep records of the birds in the badges. So if you have parent stock, keep their records. The number of parent stock you have, keep it in a separate record. If you have growers, keep them in the separate record. If you have roosters, keep them in a separate records. Okay, if you have day-old chicks, keep them in a separate records. Don't mix all of them together. Don't have a record that, oh, in this farm now I have 100 chickens, and those 100 chickens, they are made up of layers, roosters, growers, day-old chicks, and then you total everything that you have 100. No. If you have, let's say, 10 parent stocks, keep records of those 10 parent stocks. If you have 20 growers, keep records of those 20 growers. If you have records of, let's say, if you have 50 chicks, day-old chicks, keep records of those 50 day-old chicks. Do you know why? These birds, their consumption level or the expenditure you are going to incur differs. Let's take, for instance, the quantity of feed the parent stock will take will not be the same as the quantity of feed the growers and then the day-old chicks will take. Okay, and then whenever it comes to medication, the amount of money you are going to spend on medication for the day-old chicks will not be the same amount of money you'll be spending on the same medication for the growers and that of the parent stock. Okay, so keeping proper records. So that is the first thing. If you have birds in batches, make sure that you keep records of those things. We are local chicken farmers, so we have different, how do I call it? Different types of the chickens in the farm. You have parent stock, you have growers at the same time, you have the old chicks at the same time, you have roosters at the same time. You keep records of all these things. Okay. Now the second record you must keep is all about the daily transactions that are happening in your farm. Most people think, oh, I need to just do this at the end of the month or at the end of the week. Guys, it's totally wrong. You are going to ruin your farm. Okay, you are going to ruin your farm. It is the daily transactions that will help you to be able to compute a very good and effective records at the end of the week and at the end of the month. If you can carry out daily effective records, you are in trouble. Okay, so the number of birds you have a record of them. Now the daily transactions that goes on in the farm is, one, the most important thing is the feed, the feeding. That is the most important daily transaction that goes on in your farm, followed by medication and then the water that you give to the birds. Okay, so every blessed day you must give the chickens the required quantity of feed, and then the out. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I'll speak it. That is the last thing I will speak about. So if you have parent stock taking 2 kilograms of feed, every blessed day you have it in your record. Today is Tuesday. These birds have taken 2 kilograms of feed. You put it down there, and then you have to equate it to the exact amount. If 2 kilograms of feed is 10 Ghana cedis, you write it there 10 Ghana cedis. If it is $2, you write it there $2. If it is 50 naira, you write it there 50 naira. So this is something I found out, that most people, they are not trying to keep proper records of their daily transactions, what is happening in their farm. They don't want to do it. And then they will start to complain that they are not Okay, sorry for that break. And then they start to complain that they are not, how do I call it? They are not being profitable. These are some of the things that will make you not to be profitable. Or this is the number one reason why you are not even seeing profit, because you don't know what is happening in your farm. If you are not keeping records, if you don't keep records, you don't have any fair knowledge of what is happening in your farm. You can see that you have, let's say I have 500 or 1000 or 50 or 200 chickens, but whatever is going on in a farm, you don't have any fair knowledge about it. You just think, oh, every day I have to feed the birds, I have to give them medication, I have to do this. And then by the close of the day, they will lay eggs for me, they will give me chickens, which I will sell and then make my money. But that is just an average living. Okay, for you to be profitable or for you not to fail whenever it comes to raising local chickens, you have to keep accurate records. This is very important. Okay, so that goes on for the growers and that goes on for the day-old chicks. Okay, if you are giving your day-old chicks, let's say 3 kilograms of feed every blessed day, you record it that today, Tuesday, the growers or the chicks, the old chicks, they have taken 2 kilograms or 5 kilograms of feed, and then the amount should be there. Okay, why you must have the amount is, we have fluctuations of the feed costs. The price of the feed changes. Even if you are preparing your own feed, the prices of the ingredients you use to prepare the feed changes. So you have to be keeping the exact amount of value of the quantity of feed you are giving to the chickens. Now, the next thing is keeping records of all your medications, whether it's weekly or monthly or bi-monthly or bi-weekly. You have to keep records. So if I'm going to give my birds vitamins today, I must make sure that the quantity I'm giving to the birds is well recorded. If I'm going to give them 50 ml of vitamin, I must record it and then make sure that I do my calculation in value and record it. Okay, any medication you are going to give, any supplement you are going to give, whenever it comes to supplements, we buy supplements, we invest heavily in supplements. So you have to make sure that you are keeping records of the supplements. Okay, and then the final thing is the output. The output, if you are raising layers, they will give you X as an output. But whenever it comes to local chickens, we have a lot of outputs that you are going to deal with. And then you have to embrace yourself. You have to keep a proper records of the outputs you are getting from your farm. Okay? From our farms, we have different outputs. We deal with different things. We have the table eggs for consumption. We have fertile eggs for consumption. We don't mix them all together. We keep different records of this. So if the parent stock that are giving us fertile egg, today we've gotten 20 eggs for them, we record it today, we've gotten 20 eggs from this particular batch. If we've gotten 50 eggs from this particular batch, we record it, we've gotten 50 eggs from this particular batch. If we have growers as an output, we record this number of days. This is the number of chicks we've hatched. And then every blessed day we follow, because along the line, we have mortalities, which we have to keep records of. So you must understand that you have to keep records of the output daily. Okay? And then the final thing is calculating daily average profit. You calculate daily average profit. That is, you match your input against the output. You check. Every blessed day, you check whether the output is more than the input. Okay? The income you are getting daily is more than the expenditure. The feed and then this medication, or the most important thing the most expenditure you are going to incur in your farm is the feed. So you match it. The quantity of feed you are getting, I told you, you keep record of it in an amount or in a figure value. So you match it. So an example is today, we have our parent stock, we have 20, and then we've picked 10 eggs. Those 20 birds, they have taken 2 kilograms of feed, and then the cost of the 2 kilograms of feed is, let's say, 20 Ghana cedis, which is $2. And then by the close of the day, we've gotten 10 eggs, okay? And then a cost of egg is 3 Ghana cedis. So times 10, we have to calculate the value for the output. So if you've gotten 10 eggs, and then we know that those 10 eggs is one is going in for 3 cedis, you calculate the cost and record it in the actual figure. Because you know what? You can pick 10 eggs, but 2 will break. So you have to calculate these things. So let's say we pick 10 eggs and none of them break. We record it that 10 eggs we've picked today, and then the actual value for those 10 eggs is 30 Ghana cedis. 3 times 10, 30. And then our marginal return for that day is 10 cedis, because we take out the output, which is the 20 we spent on feed from the 30. So you keep daily transactions, and then by the close of the day, you calculate daily profit margin for your farm. Okay? You realize that if you are dealing with this kind of local chickens, if you don't take time, you'll be at loss all the time, because you realize that whenever it comes to growers are not giving you any income on the spot, except you have a system. If you come to day old chicks, if you hatch day old chicks, you are going to just spend on them. You have to keep records of that. So you realize that if you have these 3 categories of birds in your farm, especially you have roosters. If you have these 3 categories of birds in your farm, you have the parent stock, you have the growers, we have the day old chicks, you will see that the output you'll be getting, if you compare the income for the day against the input, which is the feed, the cost of feed for the parent stock, for the growers, and then for the day old chicks, you will run at loss. Okay, you will run at loss. So an example, you know, the parent stock they are consuming, we say 2 kilograms of it, which is 20 cedis. Let's say the growers, we have 20 growers, and then they are taking let's say 1 kilograms of it, which is 10 cedis. We have 50 day old chicks. They are taking, let's say, 1 kilogram of feed per day, which is also an additional 1 cedi. So by the close of the day, these 3 categories, they are consuming 4 kilograms of feed, which is 40 Ghana cedis. So if you take by the close of the day, if you compute this, you will see that we will be in negative. 10 Ghana cedis, $1 will be in negative. So if you realize this, if you are doing proper record keeping, that is when you know how to have a system to check how to be profitable in the growers and then that of the day old chicks. Okay, you know when you send your growers to the market, or you keep records of their expenditure, and then anytime you are doing their transaction, you know how to match it against their expenditure. Okay, so keeping an effective and proper records is what is going to cause you to be successful whenever it comes to local chicken farming. Else, you fail. Guys, take it from me. If you are into local chicken farming, this is our 3rd year has already started in the local chicken farming industry. If you can't keep proper records, I mean daily proper records, what is going on in the farm, daily activities, you miss it. And this is just a tip. If you are going to feed your birds, guys, don't just give any feed to your birds, or the quantity of feed you give to your birds is not known to you. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Don't keep such a record. Always get a weighing scale to measure the quantity of feed you'll be giving to those chickens. Measure. If you don't have a weighing scale, go. Even if you have 10 hens or 10 chickens, guys, do justice to yourself. Whenever it comes to local chicken farming, there are tools and equipments you have to buy. The first and then the most important one is the weighing scale. Get a weighing scale anytime you want to feed them, regardless of their number. You have to measure their quantity. Okay? Because growers will not consume as the parent stock or the pullets or the birds that are laying, and the day old chicks will not consume as high as those ones. And then the quantity of feed you have to give to each of these categories daily must be given. Okay? Else you incur loss. If you're supposed to